this video, I talk about how to let go of a grudge and the pain that is connected to an experience of having been wronged. This is not about toxic forgiveness, but about the pain that remains in your inner world and how to let go of that. Hey everyone, welcome to and welcome back to Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Maika, I'm a psychologist, and sometimes I see people actively holding on to the pain of having been wronged, fully convinced that this is what's best for them. Let's look beneath that. Why do we do that? And is it really good for us? So reason number one, we more or less unconsciously hold on to grudges is self-protection. We do this out of a mindset of, I have to hold on to this grudge and the pain connected to it so that I don't forget how hurtful this was. I need to protect myself from this happening again in the future. This was horrible. So I have to remember this, and that means I have to keep being hurt by this. Often grudges have to do with not being supported the way we had hoped for, feeling unseen, misunderstood, unappreciated. And now it can feel like letting go of the pain of that grudge would confirm I'm not worthy of being seen. So in order for that not to happen, I have to hold on to this pain because I am worthy of being seen and I matter. And yes, we all matter, definitely. But when we're stuck in a loop of maintaining the pain that's connected to having been wronged, we're mixing up two things. Number one, letting go of the pain, and number two, condoning what happened. You can let go of the pain that's connected to a grudge without approving of what happened. Letting go is not forgetting. You don't have to hold on to the anger and other emotions to maintain a boundary. You don't have to keep reliving the pain to know that what this person did is not okay with me. Choosing to let go of the pain does not mean that you're now okay with what this person did. It means that you're choosing not to allow this experience to keep hurting you in the present. Reason number two, we more or less unconsciously hold on to grudges is to be in control. This is when it makes us feel more in control and safe, when we can assign roles to ourselves and the other person of, I'm the victim, the other person is horrible. It artificially reduces the complexity that is there in relationships. Now it's all simple. I'm good, the other person is bad. And this now justifies any of my new behavior towards that other person that would otherwise not be logical. So this could sound like you have to make it up to me. I'm the hurt one and I deserve special rights from that. And this can be a natural and healthy part of the process of forgiving, that someone apologizes and makes it up to the other person. But the question is, when does this stop? When is the grudge no longer the thing in the relationship? Do I allow the pain that's connected to the grudge to ebb off naturally, or do I come back and revive it? This could also sound like you're bad, and this gives me the right to shut you out, ignore you, and not to have to engage in effective communication with you because that's challenging and it would require me to open up to myself and you, and maybe that's something I'm afraid of. But the identity of the victim isn't a helpful way of seeing yourself in the long run. You can do without it, and letting go of it actually makes it easier to tap into your inner strength and agency. You don't have to be a victim to get your needs met or to maintain boundaries. Effective communication about needs and boundaries is a part of all healthy relationships. And once we embrace that and learn how to do it, our relationships become deeper because they are based not on control, but on free, authentic giving. Reason number 3, resistance against what happened. We might still be fighting against whatever happened and use the energy of the grudge for that. And to let go of the pain of the grudge, we have to make room for whatever happened and let go of the hope that we can change the past. This doesn't mean improving it, and it doesn't mean that you can't change your narrative around that past. What it does mean is to let go of the fight and struggle against the reality that it happened. So in essence, holding onto a grudge ultimately only hurts you. It's an attempt at self-protection and control that does more harm than it's helpful. It doesn't solve the problem, it doesn't help you feel better, and it also doesn't help you learn from the experience. What is happening is that you're allowing the other person to keep hurting you in the present. And when we harbor emotions like anger and bitterness, these emotions grow in us. It becomes part of our identity to be bitter. And who would really want that? Also, it can affect other relationships. It can crowd out the positivity in a relationship. And it can also be like a sign of caution for other people and something that makes them take a step back, thinking this person is hypersensitive to disappointment and struggles with talking about needs and boundaries. This is going to be a tough relationship. No one is perfect. At some point, I'm going to disappoint this person. Disappointment is just part of all relationships, and mature adults can handle that. But what's going to happen with our relationship when we reach that point? Is this person going to cancel me just like they canceled so many other people in their life before? And is this really something that I want? So all in all, it's really helpful to learn to let go of grudges. And with this, I don't mean toxic forgiveness, which is the kind of forgiveness that maintains toxic relationships, when someone repeatedly forgives someone else for something instead of at some point drawing a line after attempts at effective communication. I'm also not talking about the kind of toxic forgiveness that comes from inhibited emotions and a lacking contact to our inner world that makes it impossible to even hear an inner no. I'm talking about letting go of the pain that was caused in a situation after you have processed it. And next, I'll share some thoughts on that. How to process and let go of the pain connected to a grudge. First, make sure that you're allowing yourself to feel all of your emotions. And if you haven't done it yet, allow yourself to feel the hurt and anger and pain. And if it's a lot, do it with professional support. The solution that we're aiming for here is not to bottle everything up. Then create inner space for what happened. Allow the past to be the way it was. Allow yourself to stop struggling and fighting against the past. Next, ask yourself how you may have contributed to the situation. Maybe you didn't communicate your needs and boundaries for a very long time, and then that built up to this event. What can you learn from that for the future? Also ask yourself which deeper inner wounds and topics may have been triggered by this event that have nothing to do with this person. Maybe it's not at all about this specific event, but about deeper inner wounds that need attention and healing. Then think about what this means for your relationship to that person. Maybe you need to talk it out. Maybe the other person needs to understand and apologize. Or maybe you need to end the relationship. And finally, choose to let go of the pain this situation caused you. Stop feeding this negativity. Like I said, this doesn't mean to forget or condone. It just means to stop making it necessary for this situation to keep hurting you now and in the future by changing the way you handle disappointment. Thanks for being here. This one was quite intense, I feel. But I also think that you all come here to reflect deeply on yourselves and your patterns. And I want to give you input that supports this deep reflection, not just more or less superficial, easy to digest tips. Sorting through what unconsciously drives us is sometimes uncomfortable, but so powerful in bringing us to a better place. And that's what I want for you, and that's why I make these videos. Remember to subscribe if you're new here and want to make sure that you'll find the channel again later. Also, if you want more free reflection prompts, subscribe to my weekly newsletter. The link is in the description box. Till next time, take care, and remember, letting go of the pain does not mean that you approve of what they did.